Hello students, I would like to welcome you all to this video. In this video, I'm going to solve a petty cash book question from you. The question that I have selected is October-November 2022, paper 23 and question number, variant 23 and question number 2. So in this question it says, the Rashid started a business on 1st of October 2021. So he just started the business. It means it should not have an opening balance. He maintains a petty cash book in the business. A monthly imprest of 100 is restored on the first day of each month. So that's the imprest level that we have. The first requirement is state two advantages of maintaining petty cash book. So let's solve this first. So the first advantage that we can write down is uh, because of petty cash book, so we will have less number of transactions in cash book. So the cash book will be less burdenized. So the burden of cash book will be divided. The second advantage, we will have that small expenses can be categorized and recorded in the analysis column in the petty cash book. So because of the small expenses categorized, we'll have less burden over ledger accounts. So it will reduce the burden over the ledger accounts as well, that we will make some categories of ledger accounts and we will only record the total amount of money, means the total that we have in the analysis column. We will look into this in this question because we have to make some ledger account after making petty cash book. So the question says, Rashid's transaction for the month of September 2022 were as follows. The September 2 paid taxi fare. So this business started on 1st of October, so it is the second month, September 2000, second, not second month, is year change as well. So it's September 2022, it means it has an opening balance brought down. So we'll have 2nd September paid taxi fare $12, 7th September purchase ledger account of Crystal. This balance will goes to the ledger column, and the postage stamp purchase of ledger paid purchases ledger account of Kalpa $15, paid bus fare $5, and paid cleaner $28. So this is the transaction. So the requirement is complete Rashid's petty cash book for the month of September 2022. On the next page, balance the petty cash book, bring down the balance on 1st October, clearly show the amount required to restore the imprest. So we have to show the restore amount as well. So let's solve this question. So here we are going to solve the question, the petty cash book. So we got the opening balance, it's already written on 1st of September 2022. The total received balance is 100, so mean the balance is restored. So let's record the transaction. The first transaction that we have is on September 2, so we'll write down the date here, September 2, and it says that paid taxi fare, so we'll write down here the taxi fare that we paid, and the amount that we paid is $12. So write down this into this total paid column, and then we will also write down in the analysis column. So taxi fare, it goes to the traveling expenses, so write down here as well. So the next transaction is on September 7. So we paid some purchase ledger account of Crystal $16, so write down the name of the person that we paid. So it's crystal, and $16 is the amount that we paid. So because this is the person that we paid, so it will goes to the ledger accounts. So 16 will come up here, and the next transaction we have is on September 13, and it says bought postage stamps. So we purchased some postage stamps, so write down here, and the amount was $10, so it relates to the postage column, so I will write down here into the postage column. The next entry is on September 18, and it says paid the purchase ledger account of Kalpa, so I'll write down the name here again. This is a person name, so Kalpa account. So and we paid $15, so that goes to the ledger account, $15. So the next entry is on September 25. Yes, and it says paid bus fares, so I'll write down here bus fares, and the amount is $5, and that will goes to the traveling. Now the last entry that we have is on September 29, and it says that we paid for the cleaner. Yes, so we paid to the cleaner, so it's the amount that is $28, and it will goes to the cleaning column. So this is all the transaction that we have recorded here. So now let's balance this petty cash book. So we have this side, and this is our debit side, and I have explained you in the previous video. So this is the debit side, and this side is the credit side. So as we can see that this balance of debit side is bigger than the credit side, so we'll write down this balance here. Let me write down here so we have enough space. So 100, and we will transfer this to the other side. It's the same technique that we use to make balance of the ledger accounts. So let's do this. So this is the only account, I usually tell to my students that we can make a total of this credit side as well, because all the others we are not allowed, we don't make the total of the credit side, and we also make the total of this analysis columns, each and every column. So let me do this first. So we'll have $17 here, we'll have $10 here, we have $28 here, and we have $31 here, 15 plus 16. So the total of this side is, let me just do this in front of you. So we'll have $12, then we'll have 16, we have 10, we have 15, we have 5, and we have 28. So the total is 86. So we can double check this total 86 by adding these four columns. So the balance from this side and from this side should be same. So as we can see that we have 17 plus 10 plus 28 plus 31, so it will give me the same number of 86. So I'm going to write down this 86 here. So that's the total amount that we spent. So now after deducting this from 100, so we'll get the balance 100 less 86, the balance is $14 that we will have. So this $14 I'll write down here, and I will mention this with balance carried down, and this will become my balance brought down. The 14, so $14 will come up here. Now the dates is important, so we'll have September. So the month of September will have 30. Let's suppose the September 30 will come up here, and 1st of October 1 will come up here. As we have seen that is the question required that clearly show the amount required to restore, so we know that the amount spent is the amount that we'll get back. So we'll get back on October 1st from cash, as we already have cash here. Again, we will got this cash from the cashier or from the manager or from the owner or someone. So restore this balance, so we got $86 again. By adding these two numbers again, the petty cashier will have $100 and he will use this balance to repay or spend for the next period. And in the next requirement, the examiner asks us to transfer the balance to the postage and the crystal account. So as we know, the total of the postage balance is $10, so we'll write down, because it's our expense, so we'll write down 10 on the debit side. It will become a double entry. Means in the petty cash book it goes on the credit side, and in the postage account it will come up on the debit side. So we'll write down here is from the petty cash book, and the date is the closing date that we have, that will be on 30th of September. So that's how we will mention here. And in the purchase ledger, the crystal account is the accounts payable account that we supposed to pay the amount of. So it will again come up on the debit side, and the amount that we paid to the crystal was $16. So here we need to remember, we need to note down that we are not going to write the total of this ledger account column. Here we supposed to write down the total of the postage account column, and here we will write down the individual account balance. So individually we paid crystal 16 and we paid Kalpa $15. So the total was $31 of our ledger account balance, if you can see in the petty cash book. So here we will write down only the crystal account balance, and that was $16. So it will again come up on the debit side, and it goes from the petty cash book. So we'll write down here the petty cash book. You can write down the date, exactly the date that was given. So that was 7th of September. So we'll write down 7th of September. So this is the question that we have solved. Is the petty cash book question, how to balance them, how to restore it, and the concept of impress system is applied here. So the totaling and the transfer the balance to the ledger accounts in the expenses column and in the purchase ledger. So thank you very much.